The song actually doesn't have a name yet, so I wish that I had a name for it. This was my first song that I wrote for Eric. This song kind of has two different parts to it. On one hand, it's kind of this confession of pain and how hard our first 5 years of marriage had been. And then on the other hand, it's also this confession of where I felt like God was promising we were going. So the song begins with, you know, it's been a long time, baby. It's been a long time since that song of Winter. When Eric and I first met, it was through a choir competition, and one of the songs that we performed as a part of this choir was called Winter. That was 2008 when we met, so it's been a long time since that song. And then it goes on to say, we've shed our skin right down to the bone, but I know we're coming home and starting all over again. That's kind of the summary of our 5 years, you know, that we had been shedding these layers and shedding these layers until we got down to the bone, and it wasn't pretty, but I had a sense from God that we were coming home, that things were going to change, that things were going to be different. If you study in the Bible, the number 5 tends to symbolize God's grace. And I really had this strong sense leading up to our 5-year anniversary that God's grace was going to blow over our marriage like a wind, and that all of the hardship and all of the pain and all of the sowing and trudging of those previous 5 years was going to fall away at our 5-year mark, and it was going to be like a new day and a new breath and a new dawn. And so you see that in the song, in the lyrics, especially at the bridge. It's been a slow death, but there is new depth, there's new breath. I actually sat down the night before our 5-year anniversary. So our anniversary is October 26th. So on the night of October 25th, I sat down and I was like, man, I don't have anything good for him for tomorrow, for our 5-year. I was like, I think I'm gonna try to write him a song. And so I wrote the song, and I was excited to share it with him the next day. I had this whole day planned out for us. I took him to a park where in high school we had had some really sappy, cheesy date. We read books under a tree. It was adorable. And I'm shaking because I've never written him a song, and I have no idea if he's gonna be like, that was nice, good for you, you know? Or I didn't know if it was gonna be too raw and too much of a confession. Anyway, I didn't know how he was gonna respond, so I start playing, you know, I'm playing, and I finally look up at him midway through the song, and he is a mess. I can count on my hands the few times that I've seen Eric bawling, just all out bawling, and this was one of those moments, and it completely caught me off guard. Hold it together, you know, keep going, and so the song gets done, and I'm like, there you go, and he has to take a lap because it's just too emotional. Later on, he was able to verbalize how meaningful the song was, and so I thought that was really sweet. And I need you like I used to, like I once knew, before I lost my way. This is brand new, me and you. Just say I do again and again and again. Man, yeah, those'll get you. A few months before our 5-year anniversary, I was on a long road trip, and if you're on a road trip long enough, you know, you end up getting some throwbacks, and then you go deep enough into the rabbit hole of all of your songs of your life. Eric and I met in high school, so one of the things that when we first met that I would do for him was I would make CDs, every month, faithfully, to woo him with my great musical taste. And so I basically just started playing through all of our old songs, all of our old high school car makeout songs, you know, all of the old classics that'll, you know, just get your heart. And I got really emotional on this drive, listening to these songs and remembering how my heart used to feel about him, and made me cry. And remembering how just wild we were about each other. And I was just sitting in the car, and I was just man, I miss that. I miss that. I miss missing him. I miss needing him. I miss wanting him in that way. I started praying, saying, God, take me back to that place where my heart was pure for him, where my heart was genuine, where I didn't have walls up out of doubt and fear and rejection and wounds, the wounds that happen in marriage. Like, take me back to that place where my heart was tender towards him and open. So that's where a lot of this song comes from. That chorus is admitting that, and to be able to admit that to him in a way that acknowledges it and confesses it and repents of it. And then immediately turns around with the hope of, like, this is brand new, me and you. Let's say I do again. Like, I would still say I do, even knowing, even if I knew 5 years ago on that altar what we were about to walk through, I would still say I do. And I say it again for the next 5 years and the next 5 years.
Is that about the right, like?
It's been a long time, baby. Slower than that.
Okay.
I might want to. It's been a long. Yeah, okay. From the top. 1, 2. It's been a long time, baby. It's been a long time since that song of winter. Shed our skin right down to the bone, and I know we're coming home and starting all over again. And I need you like I used to, like I once knew before I lost. This is brand new, me and you. Let's do again and again. Our future now more than our past, and I'm holding fast, 'cause baby I don't wanna lose you or myself this time around, 'cause I've been there before, but now I am sure that we are fighting for, and I need you like I used to, like I once knew before my heart to know I'm not here to play or to hide away. I will remain forever in love with you. It's been a slow death, but there is new breath. It's been a slow death, but there is new breath. It's been a slow death, but I love what he's left. It's been a slow death, but there is new death. It's been a slow death, but there is new breath.